Hey guys, I got cut off there in a minute, and I did want to finish the thought on this here. So I don't do many two-parters these days, but again, it was such a wonderful thing to speak with somebody that even if they weren't going to work with me, was at least polite and cordial and willing to explain and talk to me about it. So it's funny how two different people come across two different ways, and for that I'm thankful for the second party. But it just goes to show how you come across. And again, pointing the thumb, this woman couldn't, I guess, felt kind of took it personal that I said, you signed it, you scheduled a date that you were closed. The judge signed it on a date when you were closed, and yet you're telling me that's when you award a judgment, and seemed to take it personal and wanted to kind of point the finger back. It was a bizarre, bizarre afternoon. So, but it was funny how the two happened, run one right after the other, and one was, on a scale of 0 to 10, probably about a 2.5, and the other one on a scale of 0 to 10 was about a 9.5, just in terms of treating me with some respect and speaking to me. So I wanted to kind of call that out a little bit. I also, I do want to give a shout out to a follower of mine. Some time back, I had kind of asked your guys' help because the research for the book, as I'm going into it, like I said, I would do anywhere from 2 to 3 videos a day. It's about 45 minutes, and that was just on YouTube, like this is, not on my Facebook stuff. So I said, hey, if anybody wants to kind of help me just by kind of, taking a week and kind of seeing the bullet points they had and kind of letting me know. And I met her, I haven't met, I have a really special person I'll consider a friend, even though I've never met her, that somehow, when I was in Baxter Springs, Kansas, I met her husband, and she was in Texas, and really embraced the message and the journey, and has been so supportive, just emotionally and with the text and so forth. And she said, Jim, I'd love to help you out. And it was kind of neat. She sent me an email kind of recapping a few of the days along the way. And it was kind of neat just reading like how she viewed, what my message was, what my video was or videos were. And, I don't know if she's looking at it. I'm wondering, 'cause I know how much I'm enjoying kind of reliving the moment as I am writing the book. And I was just wondering, I'll have to talk to her about it. But as she's doing that, is she's feeling even more part of the story kind of thing. And I thought it was just a cool thing that's going on. So not much newsworthy that I can think of. I haven't really been watching the news a whole lot. But nothing that I really need to comment on at this point in time. I just want to reach out to you guys again, say thank you all for following and being a part of the journey. But also, again, the reason I share the message about the two stories isn't to criticize one, or I do want to say thanks to the other. But every time I share stories like that, I'm hoping you guys will all kind of do what I did today, is put yourself in that position and say, how many times have I come off like type A, and how many times have I come off like situation B? And going forward, which one would I rather treat a customer or anybody on the phone, and I share these things. Like I said, my whole journey's been about that. I haven't tried to lecture or point fingers or blame, although I've been accused of that, of passing judgment on some folks and things. It's simply just to have you all ask yourselves, maybe learn from it and go, I never, we just live our lives sometimes, and we don't stop and pause, and we know what our intentions are, but how is it perceived, So that's all. I'm sharing that with you because it just caught me as odd that these two folks had very, very contrasting styles of talking to me and with me. It had me thinking how I come across the folks. So anyway, love you guys. Just please hang in there with me. I promise you, it's all coming to, my friend Glenn reached out, and I had to tell him, look, I've kind of hit a little stalemate here because I've got to get through, the job and so forth. So thanks for following. Love you guys. Sorry there's 2 videos today. The old bill collector called and interrupted my last video, but we'll get it together. I promise you. Hang in there. A lot of good things are coming from the PTT journey, and just a lot of good things. I'm really excited. So thanks for being a part of it, guys.